Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Awesome! Hello everybody, my name is Dandifying, and welcome to Slay the Princess. I have been looking forward to playing this game for a very long time, ever since it came out in 2023. So if you're not quite sure what this is, all I'll say is that this is a different type of horror game. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh. Cool, I didn't realize. I knew there'd be a narrator, but I didn't realize, there's actually a voice actor. Cool. So I've got some options here. Explore. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Oh my god, there's so many options. Alright, so this is very much a point-and-click style narrative adventure game where there are many choices and I assume many outcomes. So should be interesting, should be different. Whoa. Okay. Let's go with maybe this one. Explore. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
That's fair.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Wow. So many options, goodness me. Okay. I could just turn around and leave. What happens if I just straight up leave? The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
This narrator sounds familiar. I can't quite put my finger on it. But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads
I like to ask questions.
Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Whoa. This one's dark. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
No, I just thought it was a very interesting option. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, but if she's as bad as you say, oh my god, I'm gonna just start that sentence again. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her, face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Dude.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Is that the dude I'm playing as, the hero? Proceed to the cabin. Also, my face cam cuts it off, but there is like a fast forward button, a save, a settings button, and a journal. I'm guessing that's just everything that's been said previously. Yeah, just in case you want to go back and check that. Proceed into the cabin. Also, the art style is very cool. It's simple but cool.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely
pencil
bare.
drawn.
The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Explore, take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I just realized that my cursor now has a dagger in its hand.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi! Ooh. Interesting. I feel like I shouldn't give myself away. I'll continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
I'm gonna be honest, the hero and the narrator sound kind of similar. I don't know if it's the same voice actor, but I was just getting a bit confused.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Apparently. What? No way. I haven't decided yet. Steel your nerves and step forward. Oh. Let's say I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
She sounds a little...
Look
What's
how
the word?
reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Ooh. Interesting. Drop it or tighten your grip. I'll drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Even the narrator is already tired of us.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward. Are you coming on to me? No. I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? I want to ask your name. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Well, she's also chained up and probably pissed off, so... yeah. Let's go with this one. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Whoa.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Yeah, your eyes say you like the world.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so... dangerous?
Dude, I'm impressed by how many options there are here. What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
Princess hesitates before responding.
She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life.
She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
I don't trust anybody. Oh dear.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
I'm just trying to decide. I don't know, because my face cam looks like it's cutting off some of her dialogue, but if I move it, then it'll probably cut off the dialogue of the narrator, so I don't think I can win here with this. Maybe it would be better in one of the bottom corners, but we'll see. I'll just make sure the volume's nice and loud so you can hear everything. Okay. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Okay. straight to the point. Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
No.
You know why you're here.
Oh, wow. Straight up slay the princess. Getting you out of here. Going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Keep her locked away. Uh-oh. None of these sound good. Maybe you can't win. Maybe let's keep her locked up.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
Oh, God.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
No, it's not. Wow, this is harder than I thought it would be. I'm not sure. Wow, this is harder than I thought it would be. I'm tempted to let her go, if I'm gonna be honest, or just keep her locked in the basement. But I think this is definitely about exploring lots of options and seeing different outcomes, so I'm gonna see what happens.
Oh, for the love of...
Good. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
You're making a huge mistake.
Probably.
No, you're doing the right thing.
God, so I'm getting pulled between what the narrator wants and what the hero wants.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Sorry, ma'am.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
True. If there isn't a key, do you have any ideas? Or I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
I'll be here.
All right.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Uh-oh. Try the door?
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Great.
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Let's just go back down.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
It's not easy for me.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Excuse me? Are we doing this Saw style?
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess or slay the princess? Save her.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Okay, I wasn't actually sure that was gonna happen. Like, you actually did it Saw style. Also, my hands have claws. Am I not human?
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Okay, there's definitely something wrong with her if she's okay with that.
She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Yeah.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Whoa.
No,
Approach the
we
door.
won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
God, the narrator's taking control now. Oh my goodness. Oh, I like when I pan the camera, stuff moves around. There's a warn her in there. Oh dear. Maybe the narrator's evil. It's like, what's that game? Oh. Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Oh. Whoa. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
Hang on, my nose is really itchy.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Uh-oh.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
I mean, I learned a lot. Oh? Chapter 2, The Prisoner? I thought I would start a new game.
In the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Deja vu?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
Uh-oh.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Well, what if you're wrong and you're evil? This is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing really just happened.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Very well. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Please.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Fair enough.
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting.
I mean, yeah, technically it was your fault, narrator.
But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Jesus.
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything?
Dude, now you're just being a
Asking
dick.
that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
This would be way easier if you just explained yourself a lot better. Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her, and all she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me,
That's not good enough.
You'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Not really.
You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right?
I'm with the skeptic on this one.
What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets.
Check your pockets.
You put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front. Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth."
I don't think that's behind my handwriting, but fair enough.
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Yep. Alright. Who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Well, if they were able to lock her in the cabin, surely she can't end the world when she just killed them. Seriously. Oh, yeah, thank you. If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Yes, right. We're here because we're special.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
I have one more question for you. You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Killing someone isn't simple. I just want to put that out there.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
Yeah, sounds like a broken record now.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I'm tempted to just leave, but I won't do it. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess. The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
What?
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point? I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am. Doesn't matter, remain silent, approach the mirror. Let's just approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
That's very peculiar. This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely. Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Oh, I've definitely been killed by the princess.
So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Or mirror details. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I wonder what happens if I just leave it there.
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Explore the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here.
Yeah, we can't do that again.
Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it?
It was.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here. Let's just sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told to sit or sit closer. Sure.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My intentions? What do you mean? I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that? What happened after I died last time? That other chain on the wall, who was it for? What would you have me do? I think I'm just going to leave you here, or slay the princess. Sure, that other chain on the wall, who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
I'm alright.
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. I need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
I'm just curious. Don't expect it. You were asking about my intentions earlier. What did you mean by that?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
Would she?
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
Well, I mean, if you behead her, then she dies anyways. It's like, oh, anyways.
Unless she really could survive.
I'm kind of curious if she can survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Okay. I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh? Are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah,
Oh.
I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles. I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky. So don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
Alright.
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Fair enough. What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
Sure.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
Am I supposed to cut you out? If you didn't notice, your head is in a shackle too.
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that. She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
I mean, she's already done that.
Doesn't sound great. What about the pros?
There are none.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that narrate is probably evil as well. You realize that I have as much reason to distrust you as you have to distrust me, right?
I do. So I guess this all comes down to which of us caves first. And it's not going to be me.
You're very confident.
I'm extremely patient.
It's probably better if we take action anyway. No use trying to wait her out. That's playing to her strengths.
Well, the thing is, we cut off her arm before, so if we try to kill her, I feel like it's not gonna do much of anything. Yeah. She doesn't mind getting her hand cut off. Like, I don't know if stabbing her in the heart will do much. Oh dear. You want me to leave? I'm going to be the one with the weapon. Deal with it. The last time I tried to leave, we got locked in here, so I think it forces us. I'm not giving you a weapon. In case you've forgotten, you killed me with it last time.
But sure, let's talk about what happened. Because what happened is exactly my issue. The last time we met, your body tried to kill me. If you take a moment to imagine yourself in my position, I think you'll understand why letting you near me with that thing is untenable. So, be a good bird and hand it over. And if being nice isn't enough motivation, well, I think you're aware that I'm not afraid to resort to violence. If you come near me with that thing, I will strangle you with these chains.
She doesn't beat around the bush, does she?
Yes, it's almost like she's a fundamentally bad person who wishes to inflict pain on others.
Or it's another bluff.
No hard feelings, of course. But you should be aware of my position.
You don't give up now that I have no choice but to slay you. I don't think threatening her is going to work, honestly. You're the one in chains. If anyone should be negotiating here, it's you, not me.
Usually you'd be right, but this isn't exactly a usual situation. I'm not someone you can wait out. We've already been over this. I'm more patient than you'll ever be.
Oh. Should I do it? You don't give up now, then I have no choice but to slay you. You want to leave, I'm going to be the one with the weapon. Deal with it. Cut her out on your own. Alright.
Do you think these chains take away my saying things? I said no.
As you move towards the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly. The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intensity.
Drop the knife or you die.
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack her. I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't have much agency here. Would we have trusted her if she walked up to us with a blade again, after what happened between us? How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
Dude. Kill her or drop it. I mean, there's no guarantee she'll stop strangling us if we drop it. Drop it.
As your weapon falls pathetically to the floor, the princess releases you from her stranglehold, shoving you away with a swift kick. Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a dazed expression as the princess snatches up the blade.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises the blade to her throat.
You can stay right where you are for this next part.
What, are you gonna carry your head out of here?
What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck. No.
I'm gonna watch in uneasy silence.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she saws through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why was she dead? Huh. So that's her play. Killing herself? She isn't dead yet.
She doesn't look dead.
You hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder.
Oh my god.
And her neck opens.
The fucking sound effects in this? Jesus.
The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back.
There's no fixing that, man.
The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world.
Well, I mean, she saved the world.
Huh. So I guess that's it. What a way to go. But she is gone, isn't she?
I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
Now hold on, she's dead. So what's the rush? What's your angle?
I don't have an angle. I'm just looking forward to putting all this behind us. I'm sure you can understand that.
Look, I'm just not ready to put my guard down. It's best to keep sharp. She wouldn't have done all that without some kind of a reason. She's left us with this dangling thread, and I need to know why.
You're just wasting your energy. The danger has passed, and now we can all relax and enjoy your reward.
There's no relaxing here. Leave the basement to claim your reward. Take the princess with you. What? Like her head? Oh. I feel like the head's just gonna start moving at any minute. I don't think we should take it with us. That's just fucked up.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse
Table's
and make
gone.
your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty. The door. Check the door.
Open the door and accept your reward. She gotta be on the other side.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Why does it just look like hair?
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward? This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it.
This sucks.
Okay. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
I don't.
Like hell it is.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Let us out of here. I don't know, I'm pretty okay with this. I was kind of hoping we'd get a better ending for saving the world. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I was kind of hoping we'd get a better ending for saving the world.
In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No, this is the beginning of eternity. Your reward, like I just told you. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
I'm not sure you understand what boring means.
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy. I'm not happy. I don't feel very fulfilled. What do you suggest then? I don't want to die again. I didn't like dying last time. I'm going to accept my reward now. I don't know. I'm pretty happy. I'm going to accept my reward now. Do you suggest
Still
then?
have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over.
Oh.
He's suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
Dude, that's not bliss. That's nothing. The answer is kill yourself. I don't feel happy. But killing myself doesn't make me happy either. Alright.
You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
If this is immortality, I don't want it.
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
I don't have to answer that.
That's all we needed to hear.
You raise the blade, then drive it into your heart. You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Oh god. And now we loop again. Okay, I know I've been recording for a bit, but I think I'll...
Path in the wood, chains everywhere. This is different. This is new.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna make these videos a bit longer, just because I feel like these kind of narrator-style games should have longer videos. That's all, so we'll keep going.
It's worse is what it is.
We're finally starting to see reality for what it is. This place is a prison, and she's not the only inmate.
So we're stuck in a cyclical hell with her.
You're acting like reality is this static thing. But this world is constantly changing around us. How can you be so sure that you aren't breathing the prison into existence? That by feeling the walls closing in on you, that's exactly what they do.
What a crock of pretentious bullshit. Reality is as solid as the ground beneath our feet. And if we just examine it, if we apply enough scientific rigor, if we think hard enough, we'll find a way out of here for good. Don't you see? We're already making progress. And what if looking at it is enough to make it change? Where does that leave us?
It leaves you exactly where you are right now, and presumably exactly where you've been before. I'll spare you my full introduction since you've clearly already heard it at least once, but I would like to remind you that the people in my world are living, breathing, suffering entities and not pawns for you to sacrifice in pursuit of some vague truth.
Should we talk about how we still have the blade, do we? We've never started with the blade before.
Huh. I hadn't actually noticed.
Holding it's starting to feel natural, isn't it?
Of course it feels natural. We've had it with us every time. We've made it part of us. Don't be weird. It's just a tool, not some mystical object. Though starting with it feels like an indication that we're on the right track.
This is strange. You're not supposed to start with the blade. It says right here that you're supposed to find it at the cabin. Oh well, I suppose that doesn't make much sense anyway. It's better if you start with a weapon, so this is probably for the best.
Sure. Are you sure we even need to slay her? She cut her own head off last time.
What? Why would she ever do that? She's not supposed to be suicidal. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well, maybe killing her allows her to escape in some weird way.
More importantly, if she did cut her own head off, why are you here? You shouldn't have died. You should be enjoying your reward.
Well,
We killed ourselves, obviously. You were insisting that we were happy, but we knew we weren't. We could see right through you. Yeah, what he said. We weren't about to be stuck somewhere being fed non-stop bullshit forever. We want answers. And we weren't gonna find them in your fake little paradise.
There are no answers to find. If she was dead, then that was it. That was the solution. All you managed to do was reset the board. And you put the pieces back all wrong while you were at it. This is probably worse for you, if I had to guess.
no.
Ha! So there is a board.
Well, what's done is done and you're here now. There's no use arguing. Just get to the cabin and settle this. Try not to kill yourself this time.
No promises. I'm not taking the blade again. Toss your weapon into the woods. I think we should keep it. No way out but through. Let's go see her. Silently approach the cabin. I'm done with this. Bye. Let's just go see her. Do it.
You stand at the edge
Oh,
of a
bye.
cliff. An abyss yawns beneath you, empty and endless. The only path forward, a rusted metal bridge. The cabin looms on its far side. I think you already know what waits for you within. It's like the world itself doesn't want us to reach her.
There's nothing to find out here. Time to check in with the missus.
Good luck crossing that bridge.
I'm going to pretend you didn't just call her that.
Proceed into the cabin.
Every surface of the cabin is draped in chains, the air filled with the mock birdsong of metallic clinks. Where there should be walls, you can see only endless ropes of metal, with hooks dangling from their ends. A fitting cage for a monster destined to end the world. There's nothing for you to do but step forward into the basement. You already have your weapon. Your objective awaits.
Huh. That mirror's back again. Why?
What mirror? There is no mirror. The only thing of note here is the door to the basement.
There ain't no door.
It clearly serves some purpose, but what? Is there something about us we're supposed to see? Can it be a tool of some kind? Or is it a distraction, something meant to confuse us?
Can we please stop talking about the mirror? I'd rather not spend more time in this room than I have to. It's creepy.
Approach the mirror.
You step out onto the floor. Or what should have been a floor.
Should have been.
Yes, unfortunately, you realise too late that there is no floor beneath the metal. There is only a loose web of chains suspended over some unseen space. an unseen space that you are now rapidly plummeting through. Nothing's solid here, is it? It's all just a shifting mass waiting for us to drop our guard. Your fall is suddenly, painfully halted as rusty chains pull taut against your skin, their hooks digging into your muscle.
Oh, God.
You find yourself suspended in what appears to be a vast, dark space. The glinting of yet more chains merely hinting at its full dimensions. You dangle a few feet off the bare concrete floor. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Shut up.
As your eyes adjust to your new surroundings, you make out a figure standing in the gloom, obscured in shadow. She watches you with the stillness of the grave.
Easy now. We don't know what sort of situation we're dealing with. We should let her make the first move. Let observation give us an advantage.
Yes, let her kill us first. Hello? Are you mad at me? So you can come back too. I'm sorry about what happened last time. Why the hell did you cut your head off? I'm not gonna attack her. I'm in chains, dude. Wait for her to make the first move. I'm gonna say, are you mad at me?
But you are met with only silence, save for the creaks and groans of metal as it sways in the stale air around you. The hooks slowly shift in your skin, the pain coming in waves as you continue to dangle helplessly.
Oh dear.
What if the chains don't have to be real? What if they aren't real?
They look pretty real.
They feel plenty real to me. Yeah, it would be nice if we could just tell ourselves the chains aren't lodged in all our joints and they'd magically go away, but I'm afraid that's wishful thinking. Well, maybe wishful thinking is what we need. Maybe they're real, but maybe we can cut through them.
It's worth a try.
If you want to. Screw it, attack. We're not attacking her, dude. Try to cut yourself free or remain silent. I mean, we look pretty stuck. I don't think this is going to work. I'll try anyways.
You clumsily rotate the blade in your palm, pressing it against the chains lodged in your wrist.
And it slices through them, right? Right?
Don't cut your wrists, please.
Yeah, what he said. It slices through. Now hold on. Let's not rush to conclusions. How would that ever work? It just does?
It doesn't.
Maybe the only reason it isn't working is because someone doesn't believe we can do it. They're metal chains, and nothing we've done has worked so far. Maybe if you gave me a good reason to believe we should try again, I'd believe it was worth trying again. But until then, I'm going to believe our eyes. This isn't getting us anywhere. You should believe it because you should. We don't have anything better to do.
Maybe they're rusty. He did say they were rusty, didn't he?
He did, didn't he? All right, I'm game. We cut again.
You bring your blade against the chains again, and this time, you manage to cut into the metal. Its hook remains embedded in your flesh, but your arm falls from the mass of chains, free from the princess's bindings.
Are they her bindings, specifically?
Yes! Will you look at that? That worked. Now why shouldn't the rest be the same then?
But before you can make much progress, the princess takes a step forward. As she moves, the heavy chains shift, tightening and tearing at your flesh, your joints screaming in agony as the rusted hooks dig deeper. Stars dance in your eyes as the chain wrapped around your neck threatens to choke you.
I think she's holding her own head. Yep. Oh,
As your
shit.
vision comes back into focus, your eyes fall on the body of the princess, finally emerged from the shadows. The body of the princess is a weird way to describe a person. It's only accurate. The form in front of you is a body, draped in raiments of chains, her head dragging along behind her in an iron cage. The head stares up at you but says nothing, and the chains squeeze ever tighter.
Just keep going. She's ahead in a cage. We're not going to be able to talk our way out of this. The only thing we can do is keep soaring our way to freedom.
It is in a cage. What is your problem with me? I've only ever tried to help you. I mean, technically that's true. Me down killing me isn't going to fix anything. What happened to you? I think we know what happened. You cut your own head off last time. You can't be mad at me about that. Swing your blade. Keep cutting, remain silent. Maybe keep cutting?
Yes, the links are weak. They can't handle the strain. Isn't that right?
You know, it's rather annoying for you to dictate what I'm going to say next.
How about we all just calm down?
Is that what happens? Do the links break?
Yes. Luckily for you, they were too thoroughly rusted to hold much longer. Your other arm breaks free. The
Oh
body
my God.
takes another step towards you, the chains around you tightening, the hooks boring deeper into your flesh. They constrict dangerously around your throat. You find it harder to breathe.
I don't think she's happy you're here. But what do I know? I'm just a set of eyes and ears. I don't make choices. At least not any that matter.
She won't kill us if we just keep cutting. We just have to get our neck free.
Oh god, if we cut ourselves free, we're not also beheading ourselves, are we? Oh dear. Drop the blade, that's an interesting choice. Made your choices and you've never stopped your choosing violence right now. I think we just need to keep cutting. Cut yourself free.
You continue your efforts, furiously working to sever the chains strangling your neck.
Please don't cut your own head off.
Look at you scurry. As if anything you do is going to change the outcome. Don't you get it? This is all the same. Everything we witness is just another shade of the same endless cycle. I wake up in chains.
The body steps forward. Your bindings tighten again, but you've almost sawn through the first layer of links.
You come to me, knife in hand.
The body steps forward as the first links break, but the pressure on your neck is becoming unbearable.
Come on, come on, come on.
You give me your implement.
As the words leave her mouth, your blade slices through the final chains. You come crashing down. Well, at least we're not being strangled anymore.
I think we're still gonna die though. Oh
Hold
dear.
Did you hear what she said? We give her our implement.
Yeah? What of it?
This whole thing's been a riddle. Blade, heart, now.
Pieces fall into place. For every permutation, there is a pattern. And when the pattern is learned, the illusion dissolves. But what was the pattern always there? Or were you the ones who wrote it in the sand? The writers must follow their own script. Give her your implement.
Blade flashing, you rush towards the princess. Her body continues its slow march towards you, never changing course even as you sink your weapon into its heart. Its hand wraps around yours, its flesh cold and its grip firm. But it does not try to wrench itself free. It instead drives the blade deeper into its own chest.
I cut myself free.
The body collapses to its knees, and as it crumples, life seeming to leave it at last, the door of the cage creaks open. The head of the princess tumbles out. Congratulations! It would seem that you actually managed to see this through. All that's left is to watch her perish.
This is different. Maybe I got the pattern wrong. Or maybe I finally got it right.
We did it. We figured it out. We won. Why don't I feel like it means anything?
I just feel bad. It's not much of a victory, is it? I don't think there is such a thing for us. At least, not here. This was just another trap. No matter what we do, we just keep losing ground.
I'm cold, but I think that's good. I think I can finally rest.
Oh, okay. You do not get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her. The narrator is gone, actually.
If there's even a her to find anymore.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. I should feel better with her gone. But I don't.
The narrator is gone.
It is. Does that mean the world ended?
It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
Probably nothingness.
Yeah. No voice needling us anymore. Feels good, but I also feel itchy. Cold.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
Something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. It's calling us. And not in a good way.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
We don't have a choice. The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed into the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
I have so many questions. What is going on? The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is a body that convinced herself she was only a set of eyes. She will make for a watchful heart. Do not mourn her. She is now what she wished that she could be.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I have no idea. Solitary lights, what do you mean? Do you think I am? I don't know what I am. I'm a person. I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Nice music, by the way. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant.
Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess? Are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
A little bit. Attack the entity, destroy your body. This is crazy. I don't think let her out of there is going to do anything. I can see what happens.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Okay. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
So what happens now?
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Oh dear, how much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
My god. I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic? What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
I'm not going back. Wait or okay, make me forget. I don't think we have a choice, even though there's two choices. Because if we wait here, nothing happens. We're stuck in eternity. Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Oh my god. What?
You're on a path. in the
Stop!
woods, and at the end of
The
that
real
path
Slay the
is
Princess
a cabin.
starts here. You'll know when you see it.
And in the
Achievement.
basement of that cabin is a princess.
Stop! Just stop! Stop for a second. Just save it. Save it, please. Oh my god. What the? I'm very confused. A lot happened, and it's painting this very, very interesting picture, and I just need a minute to take in what happened. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna need to do a lot of thinking about what I just saw then. Whoa. That was crazy. It's very hard to make sense of what I just saw. I know we're stuck in a cycle, that's obvious. Oh, dear. I think we're both just trying to get out of this cycle, but this extra entity with all the hands is super interesting. It is the princess, but not the princess. Oh my god, that was nuts. Jesus Christ. Friends, I've been recording for a bit, so I'm just gonna take a little break. Clearly there is way more to this game, obviously, and I'm happy to see it through to the end. Like, I want to see the credits roll. You know, that's the ending I want to get, so we're not done here. This is very intriguing. It's very, very interesting. I'm not sure it completely makes sense just yet, but we'll get there. I like the art style. I like it's all kind of pencil drawn. I like how when I pan my cursor, things move around too. That's a very satisfying effect. The voice actors are pretty damn good too. I really, really like them. But yeah, still plenty more to come, friends. I hope you enjoyed it. I know this is very different. I don't think I've played like what's this called? Like a visual novel type of game on the channel before. This is probably the first time I've played it on YouTube, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you don't mind the change of pace, you could say. But yeah, plenty more Slay the Princess to come. I don't think this is a particularly long game. I think it's one of those games where, like, if you want to be a completionist, it can be quite time consuming, or it's like a few hours, I think, to get I say main ending, but I don't know what main ending entails. But yeah, lots of super fun so far. Yeah, very, very interesting stuff, and super fucked up seeing her cut her head off. Anyways, time for a break, friends. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.